Okay, I think we can start now. At the end of the webinar, we will have a Q&A moment. So please don't forget to send your questions to the Q&A section that you have in the accounts below. If we don't have time to cover all the questions, we will reach out individually to answer everything you need. Of course, you can also contact me afterwards tomorrow at any other moment if you need it, so do not hesitate to do that. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start now. Welcome everyone to this webinar about social media. So today we are going to see how to improve your presence and how to create a strategy on social media using StoryChief. As you know, social media is crucial nowadays. So you need to be present on social media and you need to send the right content there to push your visitors, your customers or potential customers to your website, to your blog, so that they finally buy your products or just subscribe to your services. So this is the goal of being present in social media. Also create awareness, show people that you are there, that you care, and be heard. At the end, it's all about being a thought leader. So it's very important if you are present on social media. After the webinar, I will also show a couple of new features that we have launched last week, especially about collaboration, about communication between colleagues. So I think you will like it as well. And then, as I said in the beginning, we will also have a Q&A section. So please send all your questions to the Q&A option that you have below. And our colleague Sam from the support team will jump in to help you with all these questions, and we can discuss everything. And again, if we cannot cover everything, we will just reach out to you personally tomorrow or in the coming days. Okay, so we are start now. The first step to being able to publish your content to social media using StoryChief is, of course, connecting the channels. You can connect your social platforms by clicking on your name and then by going to channels. Here you can find all the channels you can connect with, so also websites, other hubs, channels, stuff like that. But today we are just going to focus on social networks. So here you can see all the platforms we have a connection with. As you can see, I have already connected some of my accounts. These are 2 Facebook pages, a Twitter account, a LinkedIn company page, Google My Business, 2 different Instagram accounts, and 1 Slack. So you can connect more than 1 account per channel. There is no limit on this. And you can do so by going to the channel you want to link and then by clicking on add new destination, and then you just need to log in with your login details and the connection will be made. For Instagram, this works a bit different. To be able to publish to Instagram, we use the Facebook Creator Studio, and to access the Facebook Creator Studio, we use a Chrome extension. So there are 2 steps for this. First step is you need to download your Chrome extension here, and then you can connect your Instagram business accounts or more than 1 Instagram business accounts. So once all the channels have been connected, we can already get started with the social posts. In StoryChief, there are several ways of creating a social post. I will show like 2 or 3 ways to do this. The first one is by going to social posts. Here we see an overview with all our social posts, everything that we have created in StoryChief. We can see also the status, the date, approval status, everyone that is working on it, and then some metrics on the number of views, clicks, and shares. So here you have all the information. By clicking on the left-hand side, you can also select a segment, for example, to see all the posts that are pending approval, or the ones that have been scheduled, or the ones that have been published, for example. So you can go right direct to the post that you are looking for. So to be able to create a social post, you just need to click on add a social post here. This is the first way. of many. There is also a second way of creating a social post, and this is by linking a story to it. So linking a story to a social post is very important. It's very recommended if you want to attract your visitors, your followers to the website. So by doing that, you will find a link. Visitors or followers will find a link on the social post, and they will directly go to the story. That's the article that you have posted on your blog. So to show this, you can go to stories. This is the stories overview here. And then next to each story, you will find the option to create a social post. Here you would find a list with all the social posts that you have already created. And you can create a new one by clicking on create social post. This will link the social post and the story together. But I will also show this afterwards. And then I'm going to show you my favorite way to do this, to create a social post, and this is by going to the content calendar. So if we go to the content calendar, we find here a calendar with all the items, all the events that we have created already with StoryChief. So these are all the stories, all the social posts that have been published or scheduled or still on draft. So it's a very visual way of seeing everything that is going on. So let's say I want to post a social post on all my channels next week on the 10th. So I can just click on the day, I go to create a social post, and then the social post feature will open this little window here. And here we have two parts. On the left-hand side, we find all the channels that we have previously connected. And on the right-hand side, you see the space to write a post, add some media to it. And of course, we also have the option to select the date. In this case, the date is already selected because I started from the content calendar. So I will just adjust the time, for example, at 10 in the morning. So now, once I have this, I can just write my post here. For example, I want to talk about how we make SEO simple with StoryChief. I can also include, for example, an emoji here to make it more attractive. And I can leave it like this, but even better, I can use some media and I can add it to the post. So for example, we have an image. I can just upload an image from my computer that will be saved here afterwards. So then I can reuse it also in the future. For example, I will select this one. This way, people just going to the social platforms will find my text together with an image. It can be anything. I can also maybe select a video instead. So again, I can upload a video from my computer that it will be saved here. Let's say I select this one. We allow videos up to 250 megas for all platforms except for Instagram. For Instagram, we can only allow about 50 megas. And depending on the platform, the video will be shown or displayed one or the other way. So for example, for Facebook, for LinkedIn company pages, for Instagram, it will be shown as autoplay. That means that it will automatically play. It will reproduce automatically. But for LinkedIn individual profiles, this will be a link that the person can click on to watch the video. And for Twitter, it depends on the size. So if the video is larger than 15 megas, then it will be embed, which means people have to click on the image to autoplay it. So these are just conditions from each platform that we all support here. Another option that we have to add media is a link, for example. This can be a link to any website, any blog. It can be anything that you want to share with your followers. It can be because you are collaborating with someone else. It can be anything. So I'm gonna select, for example, this URL here. This is one blog about SEO. So I want to add it to my text, to my post. I just paste it here. I click on add new link and then I will see it here. So I can select it and then the link will be added. We will find a cover image. We will see a title and also a small summary a small excerpt that people can just click on and they will be redirected to that blog or to that website. So this is also a third option. And then the fourth option is selecting a story. So these are all the articles that I have created with my StoryChief account and that I have published to my blog or to my website. So by clicking on story, I will find all the stories that I have. I will select, for example, this one. So as with the link here, I can also see a cover image, a title, and also a small summary. So this is how you can create a social post. Here below, you can also add a UTM code. This is to trace where these people are coming from. So people arriving to the website, you might want to know if they are coming from your Facebook channel or they are coming from your Instagram or from your Twitter. Because if you see that a lot of people are coming from a specific channel, you can also put more weight there. You can also make that channel more relevant than the others because it seems to work better. So you can enter your own UTM code here in this box, or if you don't have, if you don't work with UTM parameters, if you don't have any, you can also use our builder. And here you can just create a UTM code for this social post. So you can enter all the data here and just create it. We recommend using this because it will give you a lot of information on where are my visitors coming from. So make sure to use it as well. Here above, we have also some collaboration features. If you are already familiarized with the stories part of StoryChief, you will see that these are the same. So you can comment on the post, you can write a comment for yourself, something that you want to write as a note, but you can also mention some colleagues. You can also say, please, Valerie, can you check this post for me, for example. So Valerie will receive a notification with a link to this post. He will be able to see it. He will be able to reply to my comments, to give some feedback, to just communicate with me. And once this has been resolved, you can click on resolve and then it will appear on this other column. So this is for the comments to allow collaboration. You can also invite some colleagues. So right now, it's only me who is working on the post, but I can also ask a colleague to join because I also want his contribution to it, or I also want him to be involved in the post. And then, of course, I can also ask for approval. So I can ask someone external to StoryChief or internal to approve or decline this post. I can send, for example, an email or more than one email to external people. And I can also ask someone internal to approve it. I can also include some instructions and then just confirm. Of course, the fact that a social post is pending approval, or even if it has been declined, this won't block the publication of the post. So the post is scheduled for next week. So even if this is pending approval or declined, the publication will still take place. So this won't really stop the system from doing its job. That's very important to know. Once we are ready, once we have our post, we can then activate the channels. So select the channels we want to post this to. This is great because with just 2-3 clicks, you can really activate, you can really post everything to to all the platforms that you want. So we are just going to activate this if it will do the job, which is not doing it. Yeah, let me try again. I will maybe close and open it again here. Let's see. Maybe I'm going too fast. Yes, I was going too fast. Okay. So we have all the channels here. So I said, for example, all of this. I only want to select one Instagram account for now. So we have one Twitter, one Instagram, LinkedIn, Google My Business, and one Facebook page. By doing so, by activating these channels, if I scroll down, I will find a new section called Tailor by Channel. And this is very important because here I can tailor, I can customize my post per channel. So I can say for Twitter, I want to add some mentions, for example, to StoryChief. It can be other accounts as well. I can add some hashtags. I can even just remove part of the text. I can do everything, and it will only be applied to this Twitter account. For Instagram, I can also customize everything, but I will do this on the Facebook Creator Studio. I will show this later, just in a bit. For LinkedIn, you know, LinkedIn has a different audience. So you might want to change something. You might want to add some mentions as well. It can be any other LinkedIn company page that has over 300 followers. This is important to know as well. For Google My Business, I don't want to change anything. And then for this Facebook page, let's say I want to publish it now. The others will stay for the 10th. I will publish this now. And you know, I don't want to show this picture on Facebook because the audience maybe is not the same one as with the other channels. This channel is more informal. So you know what, I will modify the preview and I'm gonna select a different image for this. So I can upload an image from my computer. Let's say this one. I can also adjust the size a bit if I want, like this. And I'm going to change the title as well. I want to write something else instead, like this. I will just leave the same description as it is, and I click on save. So what I've done here is I've just changed the looks of the story, but the link to the story keeps being the same. So all these links go to the same story in my blog, in my website, but the preview, the cover of the post is different. So that will also attract some other visitors or some other people, depending on the channel you are. And for Facebook, you can also restrict the audience. So you can say this post is in English, so I only want people that speak English or that have English selected as a standard language on Facebook that can see this post. So I will say only people that have English as language can see this post, but you can also restrict the audience based on location, based on a country or on a city, something like that. So and this is it. So we are ready to publish this. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to click on publish and schedule. And here we find the list with all the channels we are publishing to. So all of them have scheduled as a task. But for this Facebook page is published now because that's what I selected. All of them will be automatically scheduled, but Instagram, we need to do this on the Facebook Creator Studio. So once I click on confirm, we will go to the Facebook Creator Studio. I don't have to do anything. It will happen automatically. And there I can just schedule the post again. So I'm gonna click on confirm. I'm gonna wait. And now the Facebook Creator Studio will open. And here the page is being ready for me. And what I see now is on the left-hand side, I see my text, I see the media, and I also see the publication date. And on the right-hand side, I have to post, I have to place everything. So I copy the text here by clicking on copy to clipboard. I paste it here. I can also download the media here. It will be downloaded to my computer. So now I can select it from my computer again, like this. Here I can also add some mentions, some hashtags. It can be anything like normal, like you would use Instagram normally. I can also add a location if I want. I can even add some tags on the picture if I want. So again, StoryChief. And now, once we are ready, so we have now the post ready, I can schedule it. So here we have that the publication date will be on November 10 at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I click on schedule. I say this is for the 10 at 10 o'clock. And now I can click on schedule. So Facebook Creator Studio will schedule my post, and now I will go back automatically to my StoryChief account, where I can see that everything has been scheduled, also Instagram. And for my Facebook page, I can already see the post because it has been published just now. So if I click on View Post, I can see the post I have published with the text, with emoji. I can see the new image, so the image that I have added, and also the new title and the summary. So this is what followers, visitors, everyone will find when navigating to Facebook. So it's done. We have already published and scheduled some posts. We can see it here already. Everything has been scheduled. As when it gets published, then it will get this status as well. And now I also want to explain something. So it's great to post something to all the channels. You saw it's like in no time, it's a few clicks, and then you can send everything to the different platforms. But if you want to create some brand awareness, if you want to be present, you need to publish more. You need to publish in some other slots in the future. So what we recommend, or something that you can do, is you can duplicate this post by clicking on the 3 dots and then duplicate. So a new copy will be created, exactly the same copy with the same channels, the same date, the same text, image, everything stays the same, also per channel. And then you say, yeah, I don't want to publish this on the 10th because I already have something being published there. I want to publish this the week after. So that way, the same story will be published again. So this will attract more and more people. But if you want to make it a bit different, because again, yeah, people that have already seen this post previously may think, yeah, why are they posting this again? You can always change the preview as I explained before, select a different image and the story will look completely different, but the link to the blog will be the same. So people will still will still click on it and they will still be pushed to the website. So this will increase the traffic. And if you are using the UTM codes, then you will also know where they are coming from which channels or which pages specifically. So this is it. Here you find the 2 options, the 2 copies. You can have several. You can plan your weeks, your months ahead, so that you have a full strategy on social media in one day. So you plan it today and it will be automatically scheduled and published in the future. So this is it, the publishing part. Of course, you may be wondering, okay, how can I see or where can I see the performance? How can I see if my posts are doing fine, are doing better than before? How can I see if the content I'm publishing is accepted and is being liked by my followers? So each single post has an own report. So if I go to this tab, this is the social post overview. So I'm gonna select one post that I have already published in the past, like this one. So here I find a report. If I click on it, I can see all the metrics for this post. So all the views in total, and then the breakdown per channel, all the clicks and the breakdown per channel, and all the shares and the breakdown per channel. So this way I can see where is this contribution and this likes and this interaction coming from which channels. This is good. This is very good to have. You can compare this to previous posts. So it's great, but it may not be enough. You might want to know how a number of social posts are doing, or you might want to know how your whole social post strategy, social media strategy is doing. So to do that, to see that, you can go to our Insights tab. This is a tab that we have launched this summer, and it's been really used by many of our customers already. It's very popular, and we like it a lot internally as well. So here we have the overview of all the social channels that we have connected to StoryChief. We can also change the period. We can say, I want to see the whole month of October, for for example. And here I can see everything, all my my whole audience for all the social channels, the engagements, the impressions. I can also see based on the audience what channel is performing better. So in our case, this is Instagram. So I want to post more to there. I want to make my posts more relevant on Instagram because I see it attracts more audience. Based on engagements, I also see that Instagram is still winning, followed by Twitter. So I might want to have a look at Twitter as well. And based on impressions, this is also Instagram. So it's clear that Instagram is my channel, and I will want to post and to pay more attention to this channel as well. And here you can find all the social posts that we have posted recently. So this is for the totals for all the channels together, but of course you can also go to each channel specifically, and here you will find some metrics that are specifically for this channel, for this, for example, for Facebook. Here I can also see the breakdown per metric, for example, impressions, and I can also compare this to the previous period to see if the content that I'm posting this month is having more interactions than the previous month, for example. And again, I can see all my recent posts here. And if you have more than one page, you can also check the other page as well. And something that is very interesting and very important to know is that even though you publish something externally, so not using StoryChief, so if you post something directly on Facebook, I don't know why you would do that if you have StoryChief, but let's say you forgot that you had StoryChief. So everything that you post externally outside of StoryChief will be also included here. So you don't have to go and check in 3 places to see all your metrics. This is all centralized in one place. So you just have to come here, see all the metrics, see how your strategy is doing, and then keep doing your best to improve it. So this is it for social media. I see some questions here. Let's have a look if I can open them. I see also some questions in the chat. So I'm just gonna quickly, just to finish with this, I'm just gonna quickly show the new features. It will take like 5 minutes, and then we can go to the Q&A questions to solve everything you have been asking so far. Let's see. One of the features that we have launched recently, that was last week, is the Workspace Manager. So for people having more than one workspace, this will be familiar already. So like agencies, for example, or companies having more than one brand, you will work and manage more than one workspace. So now you can find your workspaces here together with some metrics, so the reach and also the improvements or the worsening with the previous periods. If you click on the 3 dots, you will also be able to go directly to those places, to the stories, to the social post of that workspace. And on the right-hand side, you will see all the updates that have happened in all the workspaces. So everything that has happened, any scheduling, any publication, any comments, everything will be shown here, just for you to know what is going on in all your workspaces at once. Of course, you can also see these updates per workspace. So we are going to this workspace again. And before, if you clicked on the bell, you only had one type of notification. So only one way of getting notified. So previously you received a notification every time you were tagged or mentioned, someone replied to a comment of yours, or if you were asked for approval, everything was there. And this is what we also show here in Inbox. So here you will have everything that is addressed to you. So everything that you have to do because you have been mentioned and you have been tagged to do that. But if you want to go a step further and you want to see some other comments or some other updates about stories that you are working on, then you can go to following. And here you will find notifications that are not only addressed to you, so also communication between other colleagues, things happening by other users as well, but only about stories that are also related to you. So stories that have been assigned to you. But even if you want to go a step further and you say, look, I want to see everything that is going on in these accounts, everything, then you can click on all. And here you will be able to see everything that is going on stories, social posts, doesn't matter. Also, if you weren't mentioned, everything will be here. So depending on what you want to see, you can go to one inbox or another. And of course, each story or each social post has also its part of updates. So if I go to this other tab, this is a story that we have written. If I click on the three dots, we find now this updates section. And here we can see everything that has happened only in this story. So everything that has been going on, comments, approvals, publications, everything will be here. But of course, if you don't want to follow this, if you don't want to get notifications about this, you can always deactivate the story, and then you won't be bothered again by this. So this is it. I hope you like it. We focused a lot on collaboration because we've seen that you guys are really collaborating with each other. You are most of you are working with other colleagues. So we just wanted to improve the way you can communicate and see what is going on in the tool or in one specific story or social post. So this is it. Now I'm not going to speak anymore. And we are going to have a look at the Q&A. I see some questions here. Maybe Sam, if you want to jump in, we can discuss these questions as well together with you.
Sure. Hi, Cameron. Thanks for the presentation. Really interesting. So yeah, Q&A time now. So we see some questions in the Q&A section and also in the chat. So any questions still, feel free to type them up now. Let's first start in the Q&A section. Stain asks, is there an option to use a carousel for social posts within StoryChief? Not just yet, but it is coming soon. But if you are creating a post on Instagram via Creator Studio, then you can always add more images at that stage to create a carousel. But for other platforms, that is coming in the near future. Question from Laura. Question for adding a link to a social post. Is it possible to change the image that appears for an added link? Sort of possible at the moment. If you are sharing a story, you can customize like Carmen showed earlier. But for links to external places, that isn't possible just yet. But we are looking at ways to have that available for just links as well. So stay tuned. And also Stain's question, I see, also answers Julie's question in the chat about having carousels, but again, coming soon. And a question from Ron here at the bottom saying, how can we set the UTM source for each channel when tailoring for each individual social channel? So maybe Carmen, you can show this quickly actually in the editor. So that is possible, Ron. You have two options. You can either set your UTM for your whole message, or you can specify per channel, as Carmen will show you. So that is for general, but again, you can tailor also per channel. So there, if you click there, you can then add your UTM parameters, and you can even use a builder like for the general message and even set a default UTM as well per channel. Okay, hope that answered your question. If not, let us know. A question from Michelle, I think. Can you create a story in Instagram? Not currently, but again, we are looking at ways to provide this functionality in the future. All right, we have some more questions here in the chat. Let me just have a look quick what they are. So first one is by Jennifer asking, what is the ideal image size when creating social posts? It does vary per platform, but generally having an image that has a height of 1,200 pixels and then a width of 628, that will cover your bases on all channels. So definitely try use an image with that size, or at least that aspect ratio. Frank asks, can you also add YouTube videos to social posts? So you saw earlier how you can add videos to social posts, but you can also add links. So if you have a YouTube video you already have uploaded to YouTube, just add that link in there and it will show inside the social post. So where we see right now, Carmen showing link, just click on there, add YouTube video, and you'll be good to go. And then a question from Christopher. What if I want to unpublish a social post? Can I do this on the specific social media platform? You can, of course, do that on the actual social media platform itself. We do recommend doing that via StoryChief. The reason being, of course, is that everything will then be kept in sync and you'll know, is this social post live or not? You can see that directly via StoryChief. All right, some more questions here from Sophie for tweets. When I use a link in the text of my tweet, is it counted as all characters? Sorry, it is counted as all characters. Will this change? A good question, Sophie. We actually published an update earlier today because when you were sharing a link in your tweet, it wasn't counted as the characters, but now it is. So if you were now to create a social post, have a link in there, you'll see that your character count will be correct. A question from Marie, if I'm saying your name correctly, if not, my mistake. I would like to know if there is a way to manage the content, image, text, and so on in different blocks. So this is a bit about publishing to WordPress. So right now, Marie, when we publish to WordPress, we send over your entire story as one content block to WordPress. So right now, there isn't a way to have different sections or different blocks. I'm assuming that's because things aren't aligned correctly. Basically, what we try and say is that once you publish from StoryChief, you want it to look correct straight away. You don't want to be changing things afterwards. So what I recommend you take a look at is perhaps changing your WordPress theme so that once you publish something via StoryChief, it looks as it should. And otherwise, Marie, I'll reach out to you after the webinar. I'll give you some tips on how to do that, or perhaps even we can take a look at it together. So I think that is pretty much all the questions. Any other questions? Again, feel free to reach out right now. I think we are good for now, though, Carmen.
I think there is one question that wasn't answered. Can you tag people in Instagram post? Yeah, you can. I also showed it before. Maybe I was a bit too fast. But when you are on the Facebook Creator Studio, if you click on the image, you will see the option to tag people as you would do on Instagram normally using your phone or your computer. So it's the same. Facebook Creator Studio allows you to do that, but it has to happen on the Facebook Creator Studio and not in StoryChief itself. I don't know if that answers the question. Otherwise, we will reach out to you later as well. And I think that's...
Yeah, I see a new question just from Sophie just now. I've had issues tagging accounts for a Facebook post. The account doesn't pop up. Is there a trick for this? Great question. Thanks, Sophie. Basically, when you are tagging someone on Facebook, first off, it doesn't work for people. You have to tag Facebook pages from your Facebook page. But how to do that is you have to first like that Facebook page as your own Facebook page on Facebook. A lot of times saying Facebook, but basically, yeah, just go on Facebook, first like that page as your own page, and then you'll be able to tag them from StoryChief. Hope that answers your question. If not, again, just reach out to us. Yeah. Some more questions here. See one from Wilson. Are you planning to release a report to summarize what stories have already been posted on social media and which ones not? So I'm assuming what you'd like to have here is just like one page to see, this is published to social media, this one not. Right now, that is not possible, but again, thank you for your response. We will definitely take note of this and get back to you if there are any updates. And a question from Bluevy here. Can StoryChief compress the header image automatically? The header image being for your story, I'm assuming. If so, we do compress images automatically. So that should be happening already. If not, reach out to us and we can take a look with you.
Yeah, indeed. Okay.
All right.
That were quite a lot of questions. So thanks, all of them really interesting, and also questions that we also see in normal on a normal basis. So yeah, thanks for that. Is there anything else? Someone please share Also, you can share your feedback, your thoughts with us. It doesn't have to be questions. It can be anything. But again, you can also do that afterwards to me or to Sam, or you can use the chat in the tool. We can also plan a call if needed to look into it. So there are very many ways to just talk about your use case and see how you are using the tool and solve any questions you might have. Thanks, Ron. Ron is saying thank you for the presentation. Also, Julie, thanks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is it. But again, we are still reachable if you have any other questions in the future. So please reach out. Okay, a lot of thank yous. So really, thank you for being present today in this webinar. I really hope you learned a few things, maybe one or two, but any feedback, you can just send it to us as well. Okay, so this is it. Thank you everyone for joining, and we will send the recording also probably tomorrow or anytime this week. So yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.